Okay, so this lesson's on negative exponents and what they mean. So in order to understand negative exponents, let's look at positive exponents first. Let's just look at 2 to the 4th, 2 to the 3rd, 2 squared, 2 to the 1st, 2 to the 0, 2 to the negative 2, 2 to the negative 1, and 2 to the negative 2. Okay, so let's just look at these. We know 2 to the 4th. Let's start with that one. That's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And that gives me 4 times 4, and that's 16. And we know 2 cubed is 2 times 2 times 2. And that gives me 8. And you're going, yep, I know all this. This is boring. And 2 squared is 2 times 2, which is 4. And 2 to the 1 is just 2. Okay? So before we get to 2 to the power of 0, let's just look at the pattern here. 16, 8, 4, 2. 16, 8, 4, 2. So right here, each time what it is doing is it's dividing by 2. Divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2. 16 divided by 2 is 8. 8 divided by 2 is 4. And 4 divided by 2 is 2. Okay? So that means we have to follow that pattern in maths. We have to keep following the pattern that exists there. And 2 divided by 2 is 1. All right, so there's one way we can look at 2 to the power of 0 as 1. And let's keep going further to understand negative exponents. Well, if we keep following this pattern of dividing by 2 each time, 16, 8, 4, 2, 1. Well, 1 divided by 2 is 0.5. So 2 to the power of negative 1 is 0.5. And then 2 to the power of negative 2, well, I just keep dividing by 2, and 0.5 divided by 2 is 0.25. Okay, so we can see, so it looks like negative exponents are making the number smaller. Okay, well, if we kind of look at this and say, well, what's going on here? Okay, well, if I say, like, I could say this is a 1 times all that, and that's 1 times all that, and that's 1 times all that, and that's just 1 times 2, 1 times 2. Okay, and if I just put that 1 there, then all of a sudden, that's just a 1. All of a sudden, I go from multiplying by 2, and now I'm going to go dividing by 2. So 2 to the power of negative 1 is 1 divided by 2 instead of times. And this one is going to be 1 divided by 2, and then divided by 2 again. All right, so negative exponents kind of mean repeated division. So one way to look at this is if I have a negative exponent like this, x to the power of negative anything, what it means is 1, because I have 1 with all of these, 1 divided by whatever that x is to that positive power. Okay, so there's kind of one definition that we look at for negative exponents. Okay, and then if I look at some examples here, thanks for filming this here, if I look at this one, what's 5 to the power of negative 3? Well, that's going to be 1 divided by 5 divided by 5 divided by 5. Or just 1 divided by 5 cubed. And that gives me 1 divided by 125. And I could leave it like that if I want to. But I think as a decimal it's 0.008, I think. Okay. 63 times 3 to the power of negative 2. What does that mean? It means 63 times 1 over 3 squared. Well, what's 1 over 3 squared? That's a ninth. That's 63 times a ninth. And we know 63 times a ninth is just 63 over 9, which gives us 7. I threw some algebra ones in here. Now, we're not solving for a and b here. We're just going to simplify. And I just wanted to show that if we wanted to write this with positive exponents, what does a negative exponent mean? It means we chuck it on the bottom. A cubed, b squared. Okay? And that's not really... I'm just writing it with positive exponents. And if I want to do the same for this one, n to the power of 10 is on top. And negative exponents mean divide by n, divide by n, divide by n 7 times, which would put it down there. Okay? And of course I would have 10 n's on top, 10 factors of n on top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then 7 on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And of course I would have 7 cross out. Oh boy. And be left with 3 on top. And it gives me n to the power of 3. And of course, I could have got that from just 10 minus 7. All right, so that's a wrap. That's some negative exponents for you. Good luck.